It's showtime!
Alright guys, as you guys know, it's been a while. I have been busy myself. As you guys know, the biggest thing is it's just the reality of things is that, I'm busy. And on top of that, there's been a whole lot of politics stuff happening that I wanted to talk about because I truly believe if there's anything that is possible is that there will never be a middle ground between the two sides, and where I stand is ideology, obviously, because I do not want people to assume that I'm probably leaning more left when I talk about things. But the only reason why that sounds like is because they do have a whole lot of good ideas. The only thing I take from the right is the gun rights. I do believe that we should have stand on the ground. With that being said, that's where you guys know where I'm at. But first, my favorite topic to talk about is Puerto Rico, which is because we got Bad Bunny playing in the Super Bowl. A lot of people was mad about it, but what people don't realize is that let's just take a look here.
Bad Bunny's a good choice for the Super Bowl.
I'm not that knowledgeable about him, but it seems fine, and I don't know why it's a big deal. Seems like a great American artist, so sure.
He's
why
not an American artist.
He's Puerto Rican. That's part of America, dear.
Yeah, you don't think you have any problem with him saying like the ICE is? Well, I'm sure you don't. Mother effers and sons of and that he's not going to perform here.
America agrees with him on that. They've watched videos of like 79-year-old business owners be slammed to the ground and their ribs broken by ICE. So I think the American people are probably on board with that message at this point, Tommy.
So nobody is actually, just because of the fact that people are still they're still getting recruiting. They're still getting a lot of people trying to apply over there because people want to be, I guess they want to be yelled at. Unfortunately, I feel like it's 50-50 when it comes down to that topic, especially that they just killed a dog. It's kind of crazy how nobody is talking about that. But the funniest thing about her saying that, I think she actually came out later, or some news channel came out later talking about we should get Tom McDonald to sing the Super Bowl, but he's not even American. He's a Canadian, and he lived in the United States for many years, which makes me wonder. He's in the process of getting a citizenship, which makes me wonder. He better not have a house out here, cause he shouldn't be here then. If you guys are gonna say they gotta be a citizen before they come here, he better convert. I mean, dual. I guess no one will have an issue with dual. Dual would be pretty nice. I heard dual actually comes with uh decent benefits, but yeah, man up to your word. The only reason why they're cool with him is because let's be real here. I shouldn't have anything to say it because he's what you call it, light skin, obviously. So now the next post I have, let me so let's take a look at this video here.
That's not a comp. It was the example.
Brought that up.
Well, that's not a comp. It was the example, and then you use something that is.
I don't care
horrendous,
about.
but it's
I
not
guess my point is, I don't care
But you
about some
should care about
kids.
it. They aren't just
You need to
kids, they
fix your
work in the
party.
but
Your
they are
party
the
is the
political party.
danger.
They
Your
are
party
the
is the one with
Republican
these
Party.
ideas.
Are you denying the fact that the kids to you, who could be 35 years old, are people who work in the Republican Party?
Brought that up.
Well, that's not.
So he called them kids too, just like how the vice president, got news, and he assumed it was kids because I don't know. I guess that would be a better excuse. This person has it. We got 26, 27, 28, 29, 31, 35, 41. 41 is the, oh, I guess he's including him since he's actually offending them. I mean, come on now. He's a 40-year-old, 41-year-old is going to be calling these people kids. Yo, nah. If they were like 8, 19, 20, I'm like, yeah, basically. Yeah. I mean, I guess technically, really, 24 would be an adult because that's when you're able to rent out a vehicle, right? But that's outrageous. None of, like, it's crazy how it's like when you talk to your boys in the Discord, right? You'd be like, you say a couple edgy things you'll never say in real life because, it's toxic. But if you're a politician, I think you do get to lose some of that speech because even though, it's free speech, you're still gonna get consequences, if I ever on top of that, you gotta deal with people that you are obviously cooler with. Now, they did state, one of them did state, and I'm gonna go find it real quick. As I talk, I'm gonna just show a black screen because I'm not gonna have people be like, I don't want to spoil what else I have in my page for you guys because I do have a whole lot of topics I want to talk about. Let's take a look at this, right?
So when they said gas chats, which I'm sure you condemn, right? This, just think about this. We saw these Nazi group chats, which I'm sure you condemn, right? This Nazi group chat.
Well, we can talk about it.
Do you condemn it?
I want to talk about it.
Wait, so when they said gas chambers,
disavow.
when they say gas chambers, you won't. So you're like JD Vance. You just won't condemn this.
Well, I actually had JD on the show today. We had a whole conversation.
You guys can all
And
condemn
then
this,
JD
right?
said it was just a
Yes,
bunch of
thank
kids.
you.
Hold
So,
on.
who said yes in here? Let me see if I could catch
Yes,
that.
thank you. Yes, thank you.
I think it was this guy, right? Or one, yeah, this one. So
Hold on.
that because he put his hand towards him, and these two people stay silent. Condemn just means if you acknowledge it. That's all it is.
Hold on. Can you condemn?
You just got to condemn it. You just got to
Here's-
disapprove it. Disapprove. You're not gonna disapprove racism as a politician. That's just gonna be like, yo, that's not right. It's just not right. Like, why is the Republican Party afraid to condemn it? It's just like if, like, let's say there are Democrats that is on the Epstein list, the Democrats is gonna handle it. They're gonna say, oh, that person's no longer with the party. It's simple as that. It shouldn't be that hard to exile someone. Their jobs are so easy. The only time the Republicans actually retaliate is the one politician. I'm about to search her up real quick. Okay, so I got the details. All right, that's why there's a cut. It took me a while to understand what was happening because I thought it for a second it was Ron Diaz that actually wanted to make the retirement age of 60, but that was in a budget solution in 2014. I mean, 13, 14, and 15. Well, all three together. But later in 2024, he decided to reverse that stating, which is pretty good. He did good on that because that was. That would be ridiculous. And I do remember seeing this clip, and it is crazy.
The third rail that nobody wants to touch is the entitlement, Social Security, Medicare. How would you manage the entitlements to try to start getting our arms around soaring debt?
Well, you've got multiple candidates on that stage that said they wouldn't touch entitlements, including Trump. And any candidate that says they're not going to touch entitlements means that they're basically going to go into office and then leave America bankrupt. Social Security is going to go bankrupt in 10 years. Medicare is going to go bankrupt in 8. So the way we deal with it is we don't touch anyone's retirement or anyone who's been promised in, but we go to people like my kids in their 20s when they're coming into the system and we say the rules have changed. We change retirement age to reflect life expectancy. Instead of cost of living increases, we do it based on inflation. We limit the benefits on the wealthy, and we expand Medicare Advantage plans.
What's the right age there then, Ambassador?
Well, I think we have to do the numbers. We've got to figure out what it is. But what we do know is 65 is way too low.
Damn, that is crazy. 65 is way too low. For people who work in these fields, it's not hard work. It really isn't. Like, all they do is talk, and then they could straight up do lies if they want to. Like, these people get paid just to be in a room conversating with other people, and that's why they feel like they could raise the age for retirements, because they don't really do any hard labor. They don't actually know what labor have for them. If not, I would like to say majority of them doesn't even know what real labor is. Like, they came in already knowing that they're gonna just talk and try to convince people to vote for them to be mayor, senators, whatever the case is, and it's a tragedy that we actually have to, these people are the ones that actually take in consideration of actually voting. Like, it's outrageous, truly. So one of my last topics. No, we still got two more topics. First thing first, this won't be a quick one. I want to get this one out of the way. Shout out to this guy. I see his videos before. Didn't really pay attention to it until he got arrested. ROBBY, ROADSTEAMER. I mean, this dude had like they really had no reason to arrest this guy. I think it's crazy how they dress like Call of Duty people. Like, this is America, man. They act like they're in Afghanistan. This is like low-key the future of the Taliban. It's crazy. But yeah. He's free though, so just keep a heads up that the guy's free. He's doing fine. Oh yeah, people be out here, like, this is legit a situation where people, this is how I know that the other party has no hearts. It's because they laughed at George Floyd, the 41%. Melissa, or I actually don't know that one. Paul Pierce, I know this one. This one was covered. Alligator, I know that one obviously, and then this one's just mass shooting stuff, something like that. Or no, this is mass deportation, wherever they say LOL. But then you laugh at one thing from them, they're like, especially the point where like they try to cover up that one guy with the tan shirt. It was like forest camouflaged, and they're trying to say that he wasn't a Trump supporter, the one that shot up the church, but it's all evidence that he was. They were trying to say a stop sign was part of the flag that was on his property, which is, excuse me, very, very silly on their end. Like, they honestly, like, they do love the poorly uneducated. It is the funniest thing in the world to me that they worded it that way, because that is I mean, he's even later on says my people don't like him, and people are not picking up the things he's saying. He generally doesn't care about actually making the country better. It's whatever makes his bank account greener, right? KRISTI Norm shot my friend. Now this is about that dog that they went to the wrong house, by the way. Wrong house. The dog was chilling, and they're like, "Oh, we gotta shoot it," and he shot it, and then they just left. They skedaddle. Like, I don't get, and you know what? There'll be no punishment for that, because they're really good at covering it up what really happened, because they don't have body cams. It's ridiculous on how that works. But we already got one arrested for a DUI. It is crazy.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where he's from. You are.
Who's the guy in the white shirt?
That's the colonel.
Colonel, don't mean shit to me. Okay, well, if I'm federal,
okay.
Are we really doing this right now?
He said, "I'm federal." Like, dude is using his not just that he got white privilege, now he got federal privilege. Now I can't
I'm just asking a simple question. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. So again, I think that you might be impaired. You look, your eyes are bloodshot. They're kind of glassy.
Are they really?
Yes, sir. They are.
Show me.
I don't know how you want me to do that. I'll tell you a true story. I went through the same thing 2 years ago.
You divorced?
No.
I'm going through a divorce right now.
Look, man, I really need you to do the exercise. If you don't do it, then I'm going to say that you're refusing to do the exercise. I get it. You need a minute. I gave you a few minutes, okay? But
let me talk to your supervisor.
Not right now, sir.
2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006. Guys, what the fuck are we doing right now? Seriously.
Okay, Scott, can you be honest with me? How much did you drink today?
I had about 4.
All right, Scott, what did you do there?
I had 3 drinks.
Okay. What did you get?
I don't know. The bartender made it up.
I'm not going to do this in front of your kids, man, but you got to come with me. I'm not going to do it.
Wait, where's that clip? I think it was right in the beginning.
My question was...
Oh, yeah. He's like, my question is, are you
Haitian?
Haitian.
It doesn't...
And this dude, like, he saw a foreigner. He's like, oh, you know what? Let me clock in real quick. Let me see if I can get this guy into jail. Like it's insane how this happened. And you know what? Hey, you know what? That's one out of like a lot of rogue ICE agents, I would say, because Obama did more deportations, but then again, people don't understand he also created a program for the youth to become better and successful, and that's what they hate for whatever reason. So now, as you guys could see, we are here. Um, they said that what could happen without selection to a voting right acts, right? This is the carrot map. This is the map afterwards, right? So you notice there's like small blue here, blue here, blue there, blue there. So the issue with this would, like, you know what's so funny about this is, okay, now I'm going back to the beginning of the conversation where we talked about the Super Bowl. They created their own halftime Super Bowl. I forgot to include this. The majority of the whites, and also the white people, they created their own Super Bowl. So they really trying to segregate themselves. Really, they did that by themselves. You know, nobody forced them to. They just, you know, get triggered because someone's gonna be speaking a different language. You know, just for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes. Who knows how many songs he gets to play? I don't really know how long the halftime show really lasts. But regardless, this map looks so similar to this map right here, where we had a civil war. Isn't it kind of crazy how this, like, honestly, like, they really just want to, you know, split it up, have a border here. These two, I wonder what these states are going to do this time, if that actually does happen. But I highly doubt it. It's not going to be organized the way how people think it's going to be. And the funniest thing of it all, right, at the end of the day, they're doing it to themselves. They purposely, like, I don't know if they want to. It's like they really just want their own little town. There's already a town, the most racist town in America. I don't know how that was even allowed, but, you know, if they could get a town, then just make that town more popular, I guess, you know, have all of them be over there at that point, you know. But that's just my opinion. You guys let me know if this helped you out understanding something greater, better. I just feel like there is so much, like, the internet's free and people still won't believe it. I think most people will have a hard time out of this whole thing is believing the they're gonna be a hard time believing in that Tom Mc something. I forgot his name already. Let me see if I can search it up real quick. Tom McDonald. People are gonna have a tough time believing that one, unless they don't care. You know, they just see a white dude and like, alright, yeah, that's cool. But I'm gonna finish it off with this guy named BRYAN Andrew. He's a country singer, and he really actually introduced me to not personally, but like I obviously felt like, oh wow, that's cool, country music. I usually hate it until I heard this song right here.
I'm gonna say this one time. I'm gonna say it one time only.
Oh shit, this sounds serious. What's up, Nate?
If you are in country music, you're a country music artist.
Yep, that's me. Okay, I'm listening.
And you are anti-American.
Oh, for fuck's sake, this is about Zach Bryan, ain't it?
You hate America.
You do know that Zach Bryan served in the United States military for like 8 years, right? How can he hate America, dog?
You don't share the values of Americans.
I mean, I can't speak for Zach, but I know as a country artist myself, I feel like I share the values of Americans pretty well. You know, values like the value of not having to file for bankruptcy because you can't afford health insurance. Or the value of children having access to social programs like SNAP benefits and food stamps so they can fucking eat, even if their parents are lazy and don't want to get a job. Or how about the value of not having to wonder if ICE is going to break in your fucking house because you live in a predominantly brown community and then have to watch the Department of Homeland Security make a fucking hype video about it. You know, simple American values.
We don't want you here. We don't want you in our genre. We want you out. Don't let the door hit you in the ass.
Oh, okay, Nate. Hold on. Can I ask you something real quick? Who died and made you sheriff of this fucking genre? See, I don't know about you, dog, but when I think of country artists that actually made country music what it is today, I think of artists like Johnny Cash, Chris Christopherson, Dolly Parton, Chuck Berry, and a bunch of countless others that stood up against injustice and helped start conversations to actually make a difference in this country, to make a better America for everyone in it. See, that is what country music is supposed to do. Bring people together in the face of people who are trying to divide them. But you know, I don't really know you that well, so I'll give you the courtesy mercy that you didn't give to artists like me and Zach and not cast any judgment on you. And instead, I'll just ask you one question. How's that fucking boot taste? He's crashing out. You want to crash out? Fine. I'll fucking give you one. If we don't wake the fuck up soon, and I mean quick, fast, and in a fucking hurry, we are fucked like a football bat. We got the Department of Homeland fucking Security out here sharing hype videos of ICE agents flying in on American cities, banging in doors, jacking people out of their houses, zip tying them in the streets naked, and then carting them off in the back of U-Hauls with no warrants or due process like it's a fucking trailer to the newest Call of Duty game. And the worst part is, I gotta watch some of y'all cheer it on like you're watching a fucking football game. And then the cherry on top of it all, I gotta sit here and listen to y'all call yourselves Christians? Bullshit. You don't get to call yourself a Christian and then advocate and fucking laugh when families are torn apart outside of courthouses of people trying to come here the right ways. You don't get to call yourself a Christian and then think it's okay that the highest court in the fucking land just gave a green light to ICE agents to be able to fucking target people because they are brown or speaking Spanish. It makes me sick to my fucking stomach that I gotta be lumped in with you when people think of Christians in this country. It makes me feel physically fucking ill to know that when people think of the loving Christ that I know that gave his life for us, they will think of you instead. You are not Christian. You use Christianity as a shield to hide behind when you need to justify the hate that you have scalded into this world. People tell me all the time, why don't you just shut the fuck up and sing, man? Keep politics out of it. Don't you think I would love to? Don't you think I want to just come on the internet and show you my love songs or my breakup songs that I've been writing? But you got the same phone I got, dog. You're telling me you don't see this shit? When you're laying in bed at night and you're scrolling on your phone and you see the same videos that I see, do you not think to yourself, damn, there's got to be a better way that we can fucking do this? Have we really become this numb to treating human fucking beings like this? I started writing songs about this shit because I'm not oblivious to the platform that I have, and I recognize that my voice could go further than most. I also believe that music is one of the most powerful tools that we will ever have. I knew being a country artist I was going to get some backlash for the things that I was about to say, and I knew that I was risking my career because of it, because I'm a small artist who didn't have a big fan base to fall back on already. But I said the shit anyways with my whole fucking chest. Because if you think that I'm gonna sit back and watch the America that I love to my fucking core be beaten to its fucking knees without saying a word, then you got me fucked up. And the only regret that I have is not saying something sooner. I would rather my label call me the fuck up and drop me right after posting this video and have no career at all than live in a world where what is happening right now is happening and I don't say a fucking thing like most of these artists do. So if you gotta leave, I get it. But either way, I want it to be crystal fucking clear what side of history I'm on. Oh, and by the way, this shit drops at fucking midnight.
I didn't want to get copyrighted, but shout out to Brian Andrew for using his, his platform to spread the word. I will share a personal story at the end, but for this misdemeanor, I I had to use it, but I was curious because I heard about it. I just didn't know how much of a of a crime it is, right? They said it's less than a federal, because most people say, oh, it's a federal crime when you cross the country. Well, technically, it's less than several felonies. Actually, I think it's less of a felony, more than that much of a federal. But it's like basically jaywalking. That's how I'm gonna describe crossing the country. Is like jaywalking, because clearly you just go to 1 year of jail. Ooh, 1 year. That's actually a long time, I'm not gonna lie. But regardless, I think jaywalking. But then again, it goes state by state. What should we do? You see, it's only rare, and it's only if it's more serious. So if you're like jaywalking and you're trying to get somebody killed, somebody to hit you, then yeah, I'm pretty sure you could go to jail for that. Or maybe to an asylum, but an asylum is an option, but I highly doubt it. So yeah, that's how I think of it. He has two more videos, and then that's it.
Oh, well, you just refuse to see things from our side. Like, yeah, dude, because we're not talking about your favorite fucking candy bars here. We're talking about kids who repeatedly get shot in their fucking churches and classrooms and then have to watch absolutely nothing be done about it, okay? We're not debating which NFL team is going to win the fucking Super Bowl this year. We're talking about whether or not a human fucking being should have to die when they go to the ER with a heart attack because they're not a fucking American citizen. And then you guys will say, well, oh, so you don't care about your tax dollars going towards illegal immigrants? Let me think about that for no seconds at all. I could not give a fuck less for 500, Alex. Like, what? If your answer is let them die, then no, I will never fucking see things from your fucking side. They say you'll get it when you're older.
Damn it, I got distracted and I let the song play. So, This is his official statement. This is last.
Yo, so this is going to be a really tough video for me to make, but I think it's really important for me to be able to take accountability and be responsible for the things that I say. So if you could take the time to share this video, that would just mean the world to me. It's come to my attention that a lot of people have become upset with me over a video that I posted called Crash Out that has since been shared in the media like an iPhone charger, especially in the country music space. After last Friday, I just released a song that I wrote about the world that I see around me called The Older I Get. So after a very long few days of getting DMs to the likes of which I literally cannot share with you now for the sake of this video getting taken down, as well as comments and even people making videos about me, I have since reflected on things and on myself, and I've prepared an official statement that I would like to share with you now. I stand by every fucking word that I said.
Raise your right hand, plead the fifth. That was close. Almost got copyrighted again. If you guys want to see this, hear his music, you should hear his music. It's pretty decent. My favorite one is that's not political, of course. It's not politics. Is the song Blue. And yeah, that's what my favorite song is. The one that says Blue. So that's all I have. I wonder how I'm gonna edit this. I feel like the last part is the most important part because, like, honestly, like he couldn't say it any way better than I could have. Obviously, I'm not a public speaker. I don't. Uh, I observe what I have. Google's free. So if people told me that that Tom guy was an American, and I go on Google and I see that, and unless he says it himself and he actually has evidence, then so be it. But as far as what it looks like is he said it himself eventually, long time ago in an interview. I'm sure he said that he was planning to do it. You know how long it takes for these people to actually get to do their work, and then people out here is complaining, saying that other people are not trying hard enough or not. But like I said, I did say I was gonna save you guys a private story. I'm gonna keep that one. Actually, I'm gonna add it in a few. All right, guys, it's story time. Disclaimer: I do not. I was not in the military. I like to wear charcoal camouflage. I got this from a veteran-owned site. I'll put the link in the comments below because I like supporting the vets. Alright, I think these veterans is, it's an interesting lifestyle. I will be honest, I was not good enough on the what's it called again? Alright, guys, I just had a brain fart, so I had to redo the video. I thought I was getting confused with ASVAB and ACT or SAT, depending what state you're from. So yeah, I wasn't really good. I'm gonna get that video into this video because I had to restart. So regardless, didn't really score high enough, not even for infantry. It was kind of disappointing. I wanted to be military police, but gosh damn, dude, you had to be like Sherlock Holmes to be into military police. So shout out to the military police officers out there. I am just terrible at math. That's all it is at the end of the day. I'm gonna be honest. Obviously, there's no point of lying. I got nothing to prove to anybody as long as I do what I do and believe in what I believe in. I don't believe that certain topics, like he said, during the last video was like, it's not a football game. You don't get to, just decide which sports you're gonna cheer for. It's not like that. Like, there's some things that's politics. There's some things that's just legitly facts, right? Just like I think pro-choice and pro-life. I think people who are pro-life should keep that to themselves, and then people who's pro-choice is able to do what they want to do, because in the end of the day, you are not. I know, by the way, I know this is wrong. It has to be reverted. And Discord, it's a whole lot of work to revert it. So my apologies for the disrespect on that part. I know it's supposed to be on the other side. I just want to put that on the record. So, and I forgot to mention this on the extended video because I know this is about to be my story time on why I believe that crossing the border should just be a thing versus going through the process and whatnot. But the thing is, some guy said, I'm trying to really quote what he said, but I can't quote it. So I'm gonna say somewhere along the lines. I saw it on Twitter. I just forgot to like and reshare it. He said that there should be everybody should have their own card for the politics that they voted for. So if you voted red, you get a red card. You voted blue, you get the blue card. Because let's say, for an example, you have a natural disaster, but only the blue states are paying for those natural disasters. Therefore, the people who has the blue card is going to get a natural disaster payment versus the people who has the red cards, because they believe not. I believe that that will go far as the pro-life and pro-abortion thing again. I saw a video, and again, I forgot to like and retweet it. It's somewhere out there. I just don't really want to go out and look for it. I tried to see if I could find it quickly just by typing it up, but it's not up there. It was a lady on Twitter crying about how the doctor says it happens a lot, where you gotta go out of state to get the abortions because it's not legal, and I believe she was from Texas. So, especially at a certain amount of weeks or whatever the limit is due to the fact that they already knew the fetus was dead, it was dead, and if she delivers it, she dies too. So why lose two lives instead of just one? Technically one, depending what you believe in. I know majority of the Christians believe that's a soul when it's just DNA. Me personally, I believe it's just DNA. That's why it's called fetus, not a baby. Just for the record. I know a lot of people are gonna argue on that just because of religious belief, which is actually funny how we never have a Catholic. I don't think we ever had a Catholic president. Let me search that up real quick before I make false claims here. Okay, well then, I take that back. JF Kennedy and Joe Biden was the only Catholic presidents, so therefore Catholic presidents is not very that common. Look at that. You see how quick that research was? Now let me see if that it was verified by something perfect. Yep, .org. Just like, I don't know if anybody knows, but when I was a kid, they told us Wikipedia. I even know Wikipedia changed it to .org, which is kind of really weird. I wonder if they changed it. I don't know. It used to be .com, but they told us not to trust Wikipedia or anything that has a .com, because anybody could make a website. The only people you should trust is like edu and org, which is org. So elementary stuff. So yeah. Well, I feel like, listen, I'm not big on religion, but I do primarily go for Catholicism because they're more freely. Um, versus there's a lot of, it's like music, right? There's rock, then there's heavy rock, and then there's light rock. And just like Christians, there's a bunch of different categories of Christians. In fact, some people just label the racist ones to be called mega Christians because the majority of them is that way. So, in fact, it's like the parties too. There's light left, then there's heavy left, and then there's the radical left. There's light, right, heavy Republican, and then there's the radical Republican, which is also known as just MAGA at that point. It's not that hard. We all learned that it should have been the most simple thing. And that's the thing too, is that I probably did learn a lot more in politics than I did in math. I'll tell you that right now. So the story I have is because I'm gonna follow my statement what I said earlier, which was crossing the border is like just jaywalking. It is a jaywalking crime. We did the research on it. It doesn't matter how you feel as a person about it. Now, yeah, there's criminals, but again, it is the American people to make sure that they are able to do things that they don't want to do, but this is the land of the free. So people are going to go out there and buy drugs. They're going to buy drugs as long as they don't get caught. There's actually a ad I was surprised to see about was fentanyl issues, and I'm like, dude, you're a grown person. It's like my grandpa told me never to smoke. the only thing I smoked was weed. And he said when he said never smoke, he was talking about cigarettes. I never smoked cigarettes. My grandpa also probably would look down on people who use weed, but now everybody likes weed, and he got high a couple times, so that's funny. For me because seeing old people get high, except for Snoop Dogg, but Snoop Dogg is actually not that old. I just learned that recently. Uh, so the story about it is that I am the second generation, meaning that my grandparents was the one that crossed the border. My grandpa, when he first did it, he did it illegally. He ran with his brother. His brother got caught. There was ICE agents there. My grandpa got away luckily. He wanted to see the land. He wanted to see why it was great. Everybody was always saying it's American dream. So he went out there doing the basic work that basically what they were doing back then is what they were doing still now, which was working the farms, picking the fruits, working with the farmers. He started in New Mexico, I think, and then he went to California, he went to New York, Chicago, Florida, Missouri, Arkansas. He traveled everywhere. Actually, I'm not too sure if he went to New York because now I'm trying to remember, I remember him saying that he wanted to, but his buddy told him not to or something like that, or lived there. I forgot the two. He forgot himself. It's been a while, but he will. He always mentions the stories he told me when I was younger, so it's pretty still fresh in my mind. Like the biggest flex I would say is that when he worked at a bar, he met Al Capone's brother. I thought that was the coolest thing, the good one, obviously. But when he came back, I think he left and came back 3 times. So the third time he came back through the border normally, he didn't run across. Um, but he also didn't get his papers done. He went in and he just decided to pick up any work he can. He likes bartending, so he was bartending. Um, the only reason why he knew the people who they were is because they usually told him, or some of the coworkers told him. Like one time he missed a day of work and he almost met Michael Jordan because he went to that bar. It was a real famous bar. He forgot the name of it. After that, he got a little older. He decided to do construction. It pays a lot more too. So he became an independent constructioner, working for a company, obviously. Um, Doing floors. He did majority of the floors of Chicago. Like when we walked around, he's like, "Oh, I did that building. I did that building." It was like majority of hotels too. It was really cool knowing that. Um, so that's why I have a soft heart for those type of people. And he said he had the best time ever. The other people that's also working on the farms, they had a place to sleep, eat. They all cook together. They all tell stories. Um, One of the greatest things in the world. And then he had daughters, and then actually 4 daughters. One of the daughters is actually a Trump supporter, which is ironically because they were the last family member to get far as I know, because I have a pretty big family, obviously, but to get papers. And she was very naive, thinking that they want to get her because she's a nurse. Um, but as soon as Trump became office, that's when my grandma was actually the one who pressured her to get in, and she got in. But like low key, if she never got in it, and she's a Trump supporter and got arrested, it would have been one hell of a story. Uh, but it didn't happen that way. So yeah, that's why I think I know a lot of people cross the border because they're mules, they sell drugs, but that's just part of life. And if they get caught, they get caught. Good. Obviously, there shouldn't be any bad going around, but at the end of the day, some people just don't want to get processed because they're just trying to get through quickly. You know what I mean? It's just like this is the land of the free. A lot of people is like, oh, we got Christopher Columbus, right? He stole the land, but people's like the Republicans was so heavily saying the land wasn't stolen, it was conquered. Well, if that's the case, I'm gonna go conquer your vehicle. I'm gonna conquer your house. Like I'm gonna go in there, take you out, put a flag on it, and be like, I conquer it. That is the same logic. Same thing like how that one guy, he was at I forgot his name, he was in a video earlier too. He was at the barber shop that's owned by obviously the African Americans. He said if you keep pressuring young white men, calling them racist and stuff, they're gonna become racist. I think that's really delusional statement, because then that would be the same thing for pedophiles. Oh, you a pedophile, you're a pedophile. Then they're gonna end up being a pedophile. Like, nah, you should have morals to not become the people that what people hate the most, and that's illegal too. It's funny how the arguments everybody make on a particular side could be reversed. It is like one of the silliest things ever, and they could literally tell you that. I think it was like what, a photo of Trump saying this is a cat and it's actually a duck, and everybody's gonna be like, oh, that's a cat. Like, that is where we at. People saying, oh, you're being brainwashed because you get vaccines, you BML, Antifa, and then the other people, they just have one party only. You notice how one thing the other side has is different categories of beliefs, and one side only has one belief, and that's MAGA. That's it. That's all you got going on for you. You don't want better things, like farmers is finally realizing that nobody cares for them. We got Argentina getting more money than ever, which China's getting their beans, their soybeans. The soybeans that they were buying from our farmers is now going to the Argentinian farmers. I think that's crazy. And their president's crazier. Like, honestly, I'm surprised we gave them money, but you know what? It seems like it's really foreigners first, then America. But that's just my opinion. And I see as a fact, because I see it every single day, that other countries getting more aid than us. Hey, it is what it is. You guys said you guys wanted your tax money to go to the Americans, but I have yet to see that happen.
So ways no trust is left is gone. Yeah, it's gone. Might as well speed up. Open the legs, I might as well beat up. Yeah, love the money, I never could get enough. I'm in your head, I might as well call you bluff. You're not as hot as me, I got the heat though. No, talking down on me, you still beneath. No, I know it's hard to believe, I play for keeps though. Yeah, up past that tree, we can't disagree. She get on her knees, she got a degree. Swimming 7 seas, but I'm still floating though.